Hello, I'm Cathair and I am almost 15 months alcohol free. And I just posted a video talking about my relationship with alcohol over my whole life up until this point. I'm 28 years of age and I went from initially using alcohol as escapism from my bad mental health that I was experiencing at that point to then going to living a little bit more freely, a little bit more like myself, but also living a life where I was the definition of a party boy, getting jobs in loads of party destinations all across the world, basically getting paid to get drunk and have a good time. And don't get me wrong, loved it. Then I started going on a bit of a path where I was exploring the world more, and I started to realize you can experience having fun without needing to drink. And I started doing a lot of inner work, a lot of inner healing, and I went from being a certified party boy, partying nonstop, to going and living a life where I would party for like a couple of months and then I would go sober for a couple of months, then party for a couple of months, then sober for a couple of months, up until almost 15 months ago, where I had a bit of a spiritual experience where I decided to fully never drink alcohol for the foreseeable. I was going to say ever again, but I'm not going to say ever say that. I'm not going to say never because you cannot predict the future. But to be honest, right now, it's 99% sure I'm never going to drink again, but who knows? So if you fancy going back and watching that video, it is a little bit of a vulnerable one. I do talk about some dark experiences that I had experienced in my own life that I have never really spoke about publicly before, but I feel like it could help other people by me speaking about it. So if you want to go back and watch it, do so. But this video is going to be talking about what I've experienced over the past 15 months, the pros, the cons, everything that I've learned about myself and being sober and living this sober lifestyle, as well as answering some of your questions if I have time. So, yes, if you are new here, welcome. If you are interested in sobriety or personal development or spirituality, then make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be posting loads of valuable content about my own journey and my own experiences on here to help as many people have the confidence to say I am free to be me, because that's the mission I'm on. I want to be free within myself, rid of all of the shackles within inside of me, and I want to help as many other people do the same. So, like I said in my last video, the reason that I fully quit alcohol was a bit of a mystical experience. I genuinely feel like something got into my brain, rewired my brain, that genuinely made me never want to drink alcohol again, because I had a couple of years on and off it where I said I was never going to drink again, and then I got sucked back into the party lifestyle, and it was just like a recurrent pattern. But this time, something was different. Something literally changed my mindset, and I genuinely never wanted to touch alcohol ever again. Don't get me wrong, I have had moments where I have missed my old identity, missed the old party version of myself that was going wild. I have missed that version, but I've never actually wanted to drink again. So whenever I first quit in September 2024, I quickly noticed that I was using alcohol as a form of liquid courage. I feel like I was quite confident. Naturally, I'm a Leo. I naturally am a quite out there sort of person. But when it came to dating and relationships and things like that, I realized that I was using alcohol to pull guys. I couldn't remember the last time that I had got with a guy or like kissed a guy or spoke to a guy properly sober in years, and it was quite an interesting time. I genuinely didn't speak to a single guy for like 5 months. Loads of insecurities were coming to the surface, loads of self doubt was coming to the surface, and it really forced me to go inward to really work on my inner confidence to eventually then start putting myself out there and going on dates with guys sober. And that has definitely been one of the biggest journeys of my life over the past 15 months. Initially, it was just dating guys and talking to guys and things like that there. And in recent times, and literally the past couple of weeks, don't get me wrong, I have hooked up with guys and I've had sex with guys and stuff over the past year or whatever, but I had like no confidence and a lot of fear and a lot of self doubt. But recently, I have really just been like, you know what, I'm letting go of this fear. And I feel like now I'm just getting really confident within myself in terms of dating and relationships and things like that there, which I don't think I could have done if I continued to drink. So that was the first thing I noticed. I had no confidence whatsoever when it came to guys. Went celibate many times throughout the past 15 months. Like, I say celibate, people say that's the wrong word, but it's what I use. I think quitting alcohol has really given me confidence in that. But along with that, it's given me confidence in every other aspect of my life. Initially, when I first started going out sober, I was really anxious and I couldn't really be around many people, and I felt like I couldn't really be my full self. But the more I went out and also going to like ecstatic dancing, which is one of the most powerful tools I have ever experienced in terms of becoming more myself. It's just when you move your body, flow to the music, and just move whatever way the music brings you. It really just brings you into your body and brings you into yourself and out of your head. I think from quitting alcohol and doing ecstatic dancing, it really made me way more confident in myself, in my own skin, in my own body, and it really made me feel safe to show up and express myself freely as who I am, not hiding away anymore, like going to festivals and going to nights out and just being me and not restricting myself and not second guessing myself or having a lot of self doubt or whatever. And like over the past 15 months, some of my nights out have been the best nights out of my life. I have the best time, go out, have the crack, have deep, meaningful conversations with people that I actually want to be speaking to, and can go and dance and just be weird and express myself freely and not give a shit and have loads of fun and wake up fresh and be able to go for like a walk or like go for a sea swim or like whatever. And if I'm having a bad time, I can literally just hop in my car and drive home. Like it's not that big a deal. Another pro that I have noticed from quitting alcohol is that I've gained a lot of belief in myself. So if you watched my last video, you would know that I've been on this beautiful spiritual journey, and along the way I started having visions of my future. I started wanting to do well for myself. I started like putting myself out there on social media and like focusing on my career and things like that. And I had hopes and dreams, but every time I drank, I felt like it was holding me back, and I never fully believed in myself. And I had a bit of a mystical experience whenever 3 months into being sober, 3 months into quitting alcohol, I was seeing angel numbers flat out again. Like I said in my last video, whenever I see angel numbers flat out, I see them all the time anyway, but when I see them like non-stop for like a couple of days, something mystical happens to me. And this was 3 months after quitting alcohol. I was seeing angel numbers flat out, and I was like, what is going on? And I remember driving, and I just remember thinking at that point, I was like, oh my goodness, lots of my manifestations have come into fruition. Like I was hosting events on stage, I was working with dream brands at this time, and I was just like, oh, thank you so much, like to the universe for like bringing my manifestations into fruition. And as soon as I said thank you so much, I basically just felt this beautiful, powerful energy all over my body. And I had like a vision of my future. And I had a vision that I was on stage speaking to my community all around the world, helping people all around the world. I had a big community online. I was like writing books and online courses and doing all these amazing things that I seen people who inspired me doing. And I would be like, oh, I'd love to do that. But I never fully believed that I could do that. I never fully believed in myself. But this vision, I feel like, came at that time just before Christmas, probably around this time actually, just before Christmas, to remind me and to show me that this life is possible. I can achieve these things. I can achieve the life of my wildest dreams. I just need to believe in myself, and I need to not drink. I feel like that vision was showing me what I can achieve and that it is possible. But I feel like it was showing me that to remind me that if I do drink, this would not be possible, because drink just doesn't agree with me. It holds me back in life. It's like kryptonite for people with ADHD like myself, and it just really takes me 10 steps back. So I think it was a nice little reminder to stay off the booze. And honestly, from then, I have really just been like doing things that scared me and like really putting myself out there in terms of like my career and working with more brands and being on stage more. And I have just been slowly but surely working my way towards these dreams. I've recently just landed a really cool opportunity, which I can't speak about right now, but it's progress towards those visions that I had, and I don't think I would have ever believed in myself fully if I ever went back to drinking alcohol again. So quitting alcohol has really, really made me believe in myself, which is just such a nice feeling. Obviously, another pro for quitting alcohol is having no hangovers. For me, my hangovers always lasted a week, like if not more, but it's because with ADHD, like I said, our dopamine is like deficient as it is. So whenever we drink, it goes up and then it spikes even more down. So when we're in this like low dopamine level, we are craving quick dopamine hits. So it's just constantly spike, 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 crash, crash, crash. And that means I'm just constantly having no motivation. So whenever I was like on a night out, or like I was out for like a couple of nights or whatever, it genuinely took me well over a week to get back to like a normal level of dopamine to be able to get anything done. So obviously it's nice now not drinking and having like a nice level of dopamine all the day so I can get shit done every day. And don't get me wrong, I still have my vices. I still have things that I am trying to work on and trying to let go of. Like sugar recently, I've been trying to quit sugar and I'm really struggling with it. Went off it for like 3 weeks and I've got sucked back in because I've been feeling a bit shit the past like week or whatever. So I still have my vices. I have successfully quit red meat and I've successfully quit pork because I had similar mystical experiences that told me to quit those, and I trusted that and I've been able to do that. I had a mystical experience telling me to quit sugar, but I have got sucked back in, so sugar is definitely one that I'm trying to work on. But I have definitely become much less addicted to the quick dopamine hits as I was whenever I was drinking alcohol. And one of the biggest pros from quitting alcohol, obviously gaining confidence, like real confidence, like genuine confidence within myself is powerful. Having full belief in myself and trust is another really beautiful one. But the transformation and healing that I've experienced over the past 15 months has been mind blowing, to be honest. It's been a whirlwind. Like, it's really brought me on a journey that's been a roller coaster. I've dove into the deepest, darkest parts of myself, the shadow parts of myself, really felt things that needed to be felt that I was just suppressing my whole life. And I've really just done a lot of healing, a lot of letting go. I've really became aware of my inner thoughts, my inner world. I'm really able to tap into how I'm feeling. I've unlocked a few psychic abilities that every human has. Every human has these powers, but we're so closed off to it. And I'm really just able to tap into my energetic field, connect to love, connect to my heart. And I'm really aware of how powerful humans really are. And I feel like I'm only at the start of that journey. Like, I feel like there's so much more to go. And I feel like quitting alcohol has really put me on this path of really connecting to who I am, my power, my inner world. And it's just such a beautiful journey to be on. I honestly have experienced things this year that I genuinely didn't even know were physically, humanly possible. And I don't think I would have ever experienced that if I didn't quit alcohol. Because, in my own personal opinion, as well as many other people's opinions probably, I feel like alcohol is a tool that is used to keep people on a low vibration, to keep people disconnected from their self, disconnected from their powers. Because realistically, if everyone in the world started waking up to how powerful we truly are, the people in power that want to control us, they would not be able to control us. So I think that is why alcohol is so commercialized, so popular all around the world, because it's a great way to control the masses, to keep people disconnected from their heart and disconnected from who they truly are. And that is a little bit mystical, a little bit woo woo, but that is my own personal beliefs. And I feel like not drinking over the past year and 3 months or whatever has really shown me how powerful it is to not drink. And as I'm saying that, I'm not judging anyone who drinks. I'm not judging my old self for drinking, because it's so much fun. I fucking loved to drink and to party and go wild. It's so fun. And it's a part of the human experience. Like, I am a human being who wants to experience it all, and I experienced those party drinking years. But now I feel like I've got to a point where I'm able to express myself freely with real confidence, and I'm able to feel how powerful it is to be able to go out to a festival and dance freely and just be yourself. And the feelings of joy, like real feelings of joy and gratitude and beautiful, happy emotions that I am experiencing, that I don't think I would have felt when I was drinking, because it disconnects you from yourself. From experiencing that sober at festivals, I'm like, it's yes, it was so fun, but whenever you come out the other side and you gain the real confidence, or you are able to experience the authenticity of being sober in those environments, it's just so much more freeing and so much more fun. Like, I really do feel like it's more fun. Like, whenever I first quit alcohol, I was genuinely afraid of the summer. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a shit summer. Like, everyone's gonna be going out and partying and going wild and doing all this stuff, and I'm literally going to be so boring, and like, I really just don't think I'd be able to do it in the summer, because I need drink to have fun and go wild and go crazy. I just had the best summer of my life. In the summer there, I went to 13 festivals. I traveled around Ireland in my van. I actually went to a festival at the start of summer and became really good friends with other sober people who also travel around in their vans and go to festivals and all. And we ended up having the best summer ever. Like, I literally was floating about going to loads of festivals with my sober friends, and we were at the front of the dance floor giving her absolute stacks. I remember people taking videos of me being like these crazy people, and we were like completely sober, and everyone else around us was probably off their tits, and we looked like the most feck there, because we were just so in our bodies and just not giving a shit. And I really was just like expressed myself freely, going wild, and it was just so freeing, and I literally just loved every fucking second of it. And I just realized, like, you can have so much fun without it. And like I said, this year has been very transformational, and it has forced me to go inward and to look at areas of myself that I probably had been avoiding, and that is not easy. So if you are sober curious, be prepared for the fact that you are probably going to have to face yourself, And that can be scary, but it is 100% hand on heart the journey you should go on. Face your shadows, face the gunk that's inside of you, the limiting beliefs that's holding you back, face your traumas that's trapped inside of our bodies because our body keeps the score. And just really feel the negative emotions that are trapped inside of our bodies that are holding us back from fully being ourselves, to then feel it, to let it go, so then you're more free to be yourself. You're more free for the light to come into your body, for your manifestations to come into fruition, for you to feel safe, to welcome in money, to welcome in love, to welcome in all of these beautiful things that life has to offer. The more that you face your shadows and do the inner work and to heal all the parts of you that needs healed and to let go of the limiting beliefs and subconscious thoughts, the more abundance you're going to receive into your life, the more love you're going to feel for yourself, for your life, for your people in your life, and it's just going to continue. Your life is just going to continue to flourish. And it's not an easy road to take, but it is so worth taking. Some of the cons, I would say, is the fact that you probably don't enjoy every night out. I feel like since I've connected more to myself, I'm quite energetically aware of everyone else around me. And I love nights out where I'm with my good friends that I can have like deep chats with, have the crack with, and be myself around. And I also love going to places where I can dance and boogie and just shake out my body, you know. But I've had experiences where I've went on nights out and I've really just felt severe anxiety. I just feel overwhelmed and I just didn't want to be there. And that's okay. You just don't have to be there. You can literally hop in your car and drive home. That's the joys of being sober. You don't have to enjoy every night out. And that is a con, that you're not going to enjoy every night out like you used to. But you'll eventually find places that you like going to, that you enjoy, and you will become more confident in going out to those places. And also, at the start of your journey, when you're first starting to go out sober, you are going to feel anxious, you are going to feel overwhelmed. But I feel like the more that you become more in your own body and the more you become sure of who you are as a person, the more enjoyable it does be going on nights out, because you're not anxious, you're not overthinking, you're not in your head as much, you know? Another thing I've noticed is that I've definitely lost contact or lost touch with quite a few friends who I would have partied with a lot, who I would have thought were really good friends. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I love them so much. We had beautiful times together in different chapters of my life, but we're just on different paths now, and that's okay. But the thing that I have now is that I've really welcomed in like-minded friends, friends that are more aligned in this version of myself and more aligned in the direction that I'm going in. And really, I just have so much love for these people that have came into my life. And I don't think them friends would have came into my life if I was still continuing to go out and drink and party, you know? And another thing is a con. Maybe is it a con or is it a pro? It probably is both. I do miss the old versions of myself sometimes. I miss the crazy wild party gay in Sydney. I miss the Ibiza party boy in 2019. Like, I miss different versions of myself. I miss people that I was friends with back then. I miss going wild and doing unhinged things like I did whenever I was a partier. But I also am grateful that I had those experiences. I'm grateful that I can look back at them. I'm grateful that now I'm at a point where I'm in alignment on the path that I'm on, I feel, and I trust that I'm on the right path. And I have started also being a little bit unhinged sober. So the more sober, the longer I have been sober, the more unhinged I think I've become. I think I've just become more confident in myself that I can go a little bit wild sometimes, completely sober. Like, definitely recently, my close friends have definitely seen a few stories recently of me doing a little bit unhinged things, completely sober, and it's fun. It's putting myself in my comfort zone. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. That is a big thing as well this year. It's like feeling the fear of doing something sober, but just doing it anyway, and it makes you become more confident in yourself and doing things, you know? I've just been waffling on again. Those are like pros and cons. I feel like people always say that you save money whenever you quit alcohol, and don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not spending money on alcohol, but money is something that I personally am on my own journey with that I'll probably speak about in the future, but right now I am working on it. I definitely don't have the best relationship with money, just never really have, and it's something that I'm trying to work on. So I can't really say that quitting alcohol saved money, because for me, it hasn't. And people also say, did you lose weight? I have definitely fluctuated in weight. I've definitely a lot healthier now. I definitely have more motivation to exercise and go to the gym and do yoga and all that sort of stuff. But I also know that sugar is a vice for me, and any times throughout the year where I have been going through it or feeling a bit down or whatever, which is completely normal as a human being to experience that, I have turned to sugar, and I have tried to quit a few times. my phone died there, but I just said that if you are a little bit super curious, if you're on a personal development journey, then make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be posting loads and loads of videos coming soon, talking about sobriety, personal development, my own experiences that has helped me evolve into the person that I am today. And yeah, I'm just excited to share with you all and help as many people on their journey as I'm on my own, you know? And the next video I'm going to post, I didn't actually have time to include it in this one or the last one. I've been waffling on as per usual. But I'm going to be posting a video answering all of your questions on my sober journey. And I'll get that up soon, you know? I love yous and chat soon. Bye!